It's your boy Guru from Steiny and Guru, noon to 3, right here on 95.7 The Game. Now back to the morning roast. I'm a roaster because these two guys are my guys. Yin and Yang, right here on 95.7 The Game. I'm a roaster.
Goo! Hey, so 50 Cent Friday. 50 Cent, you see him in Sacramento lighting the beam up the other day?
I did see that, man. They're having a good time out there.
They are. They're loving life in Sacramento. Got my boy Kenny Caraway with the Drake bars on ESPN 1320. 50 Cent selling his liquor in Sacramento. He's got the Kings hat on, sitting courtside next to Vivek Ranadive. By the way, 50. Can't believe that album's like damn near 20 years old. Kind of aged well. 50 aged well.
It did. And the thing is, I mean, it was so big, there was no way he could eclipse that.
Right.
And he had some good songs at Candy Shop and things like that. But it's almost as if he didn't have to do anything. You're not beating that.
Right.
You're not beating that,
Get
man.
Rich or Die Trying. And then the next album was it The Massacre, Valentine's Day Massacre.
Right.
Yeah, you're not beating those two albums whatsoever. But he's had a great career. He's got the movies and shows and the whole Power series. Were you in on the Power series?
So my older sister's always like, "You watching Power yet?" I watched the first season. I'm just be honest. I got a lot of things. I got Disney. I got the Hulu. I got everything. I don't have Stars, and I just went the BART train left without me, and I just didn't feel like trying to catch up.
No, I don't blame you at all. I don't blame you. I got suckered into it, and I just wrote it out.
Is it worth it?
I guess if you like.
I watched Snowfall.
Snowfall's next level.
So that's
Snowfall,
why
Power doesn't touch Snowfall.
Okay.
Snowfall's in the categories of The Wire, Sopranos, Breaking Bad, whatever show you want to put up there. Snowfall's on that short list. And I can't wait for Snowfall to get back. But Snowfall's, it's just an entirely different ballgame.
Okay.
Like, Power tries to do some of the same things.
Yeah.
But it's like watching UPN or a network show on Fox compared to HBO.
Shout out Moesha.
Love Moesha. But then you look back like All-American, right?
Don't. If Goo's listening right now, don't talk bad.
So
I was talking to Goo about All-American. That man loves All-American.
So
man.
he put me on All-American. B, you got to watch All-American. You got to watch All-American. So the pandemic hits. He's like, you got to watch All-American. And I got to the last season, and
it's still going.
It's still, oh my God.
It's still going.
No way.
And I ran
No way.
I'm talking to Goo. It's still going. I said, Goo, after season 4, after Spence did his thing, I had to get out, Goo. And he's watching. Now there's a spinoff with the baseball player, and Goo's like, I watch both.
Wait, there's a spinoff with the baseball? The dude who took did he take the quarterback's girl?
He did. And now they're
and now they're beefing.
Now they're at an HBCU, and he's playing baseball out there. And they're 2 shows. They're both still going.
Unbelievable. 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 So I stopped when Spitz was going out to Ohio to visit that college.
Yeah. You know what? And as much, look.
That's when I was like, I don't know if I could get back in.
Well, and as much as obviously they're trying to do the civil rights thing, and we love it. We love it.
Right.
But when he said we're not playing our state championship game and got everybody to not play.
Yeah, that was
what are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing? Nobody's doing that.
Nobody's
You're playing
doing
the
that.
state championship
come
game.
on now.
And you're trying to get this ring. So the guy, the Tay Diggs' son, who was the quarterback in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Where did he end up going?
He went to he goes to, they call it like Coastal California or something like that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And so his girl moved on from him.
His girl's at the HBCU.
And she got chalked up by dudes.
Yeah, they're like still trying to work through it. It's a mess, man.
But she's like, not happening. All right, that's All-American spinoff. That's Guru, man. Guru put me onto it, and I was like, Guru, this is really bad. And it's one of those shows where you just keep watching because you're like,
right. The first season, outstanding. You don't know
first
that
season. You're like, okay, yeah. Second, third, fourth, you're like, all right. Spence is just having these anger rages.
Yeah,
like he's just raging out, like, whoa,
right.
Yo, Spence, dude, it's not that serious.
Yeah, then
IDK.
Then he left the school. He left Beverly. Then he goes back to Compton. Then he goes back. It's enough.
Yeah, it's enough.
Thank
It's
you,
enough.
but I've had enough.
All right, before the break. before we got into All-American and all these shows, Snowfall, though, I can't wait for that to come back. Love Snowfall. They've had like one bad episode, in my opinion, and it was when Franklin Saint was in that coma, and you didn't know what was going on. Like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah,
Remember he was in the hospital? That, to me, was the one bad episode.
Well, the
of it.
Tiger one was kind of random.
Tiger one was that was random. That was random. There you go. You got me there. That was a little random. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how they got out of that. It was random though. Tiger just in the hood, middle of the hood, walking around like, okay,
You know.
yeah,
Okay.
The Warriors. All right, so they're 11-11, and you know Twitter would tell you need to do this, and that. You need to trade for these guys. I got all the answers. We all think we have all the answers. So if you're looking at the Warriors right now, Alan, what would you say? What would you say they need right now on this roster?
What they need right now, and I think a lot of teams need this, right? It's not even necessarily the centerpiece, like as a center, because that was what the most interesting thing was as far as the James Wiseman situation. They never played with an athletic center like this. Right? The closest thing we've seen to James Wiseman throughout this stretch has been JaVale McGee.
Right.
You know, and you had
Right.
KD at that time. You need something, or you need someone that can continue to stretch the offense for what JaMychal Green is doing. You kind of need a better version of JaMychal Green because he wasn't supposed to be the small five.
Right.
You need another long four that you can count on, and you can, all right, when the offense gets a little stagnant, because like we said, Wiggins, he's been consistent, but if he, peels off a little bit and we don't know what we're going to get from Clay and Jordan Poole, he's really confused right now. That offense is a bit stuck in the mud.
So you talked about what the Warriors need from the center spot. And I think over the years we've kind of underrated it. They like rugged, physical screen setters who will protect the paint.
Right.
We think Andrew Bogut. We think Zaza. Even JaVale McGee, he had to learn to screen or he wasn't getting on the court. And you see what Kevon Looney's doing right now when it comes to setting screens and that being that physical presence in the paint, which is why they love Looney. Wiseman coming in, he was like, yo, I'm like KG Chris Bosh. I'm going to score. I'm going to hit threes. I'm going to hit the elbow jumper. That's just not the way they want their centers to operate. So how can James Wiseman adjust? What a screen setting was awful. It was atrocious. Hopefully he's down to Santa Cruz, and I've watched some of the clips and some of the games. It's getting better, but is it up to par? Is it up to the standard that Steve Kerr wants? I don't think so. Not yet. Then you think about rebounding and defense and protecting the paint. It's just not there yet. So, to me, if you want to throw in Miles Turner and Jakob Poeltl, I'm not going to sit here in front, even though I watch League Pass. I'm not locked in on Miles Turner. We'll see Miles Turner on Monday. Let's see what he does. Does he screen set? Does he block those shots? Is that a guy you want to take a chance on? Who's on an expiring contract? He's going to be a free agent next season. Not sure about Wiseman. Maybe, and I like Wiseman, a young man. I think how he gets punished on social media is just totally unfair. Called selfish and these things. He's a great kid. Great kid trying to figure it out. Think about it, Alan. You're an athlete. You're a college athlete. You come in your freshman year. You're trying to figure things out, but you have some success, right?
Right.
I think Wiseman had a little success as a rookie. 11.6 rebounds. Your first game is say, hey, go play next to Steph and Draymond while Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving's on the other side. You're 18 years old.
Yeah. And
18.
But these Gen Zers out here, they got a lot of confidence.
They got a lot of confidence.
So part of them is like, hey, I'm here to rock.
And
I'm here to rock. I'm not here to set screens. I'm here to boogie and do my thing as well. I know you saw, and I don't want to blow it up too much. And I think, like you said, social media takes these things and runs with it. When he did show in Orlando, he did show up Steph. He wanted the ball in the post.
Yep. And you know what? He did. And then they go down and he gives up the 3-point play. However, Steph missed the box out.
Yeah.
But we're not going to play. We're not going to point at Steph. Steph's our golden child. We're not going to do that. Steph missed the box. They all missed the box out. And he got frustrated. I get it. Part of the frustration is, yo, I can rock with y'all. Let me get a shot to do something.
Right. I'm here for a reason.
I'm here for a reason. Here with the Warrior fans, you show up Stephen Curry, you're done.
You're done.
You're done. You can't do that. You can't do that.
But you can't, though. You can't.
This fan base is not letting it fly.
No,
letting it fly.
You have
the team's
not,
not letting it fly. You haven't earned that equity yet.
You have not earned that. Yet. You got to earn your stripes, young fella. You know who the Warriors need when you think about that rugged.
Right.
You need. I know he's not available, and you're gonna face him in a couple weeks here. Bobby Portis.
And Milwaukee's not going to deal with him.
No, of course not. But that's the type of guy.
Like
that you need. He can hit some corner threes. He's rugged. He knows his role. That's the problem with the younger guys. They're trying. What their roles are right now is not what they want them to be. Right. Or they don't want to necessarily, all right, learn, okay, this is who I am now, but this isn't who I'm going to be in a couple years. They want it now.
Right. They do. And look, it was unfair for Wiseman to get all that blame because I look at it. He had a 4-point lead with a minute left in Charlotte. Wiseman played 5 minutes in the first quarter.
Yeah.
He didn't touch the court again.
Right.
It's not on him.
No.
Orlando, I get it. They started going on a run. He's in the game. Still up dub. Still up fit. You know what I'm saying? Orlando looked like the vets down the stretch. Wiseman wasn't the problem when you scored 2 minutes in the last 5-on-3 against Miami down in South Beach. So I'm not going to give him all the blame. But to your point about figuring out your role or doing the dirty work, it does feel like Jonathan Kuminga has turned that corner.
Yes.
It does feel like Jonathan Kuminga says, okay, if I'm going to be able to play, if I can play with Steph and them, I have to play defense. I have to screen set. I have to be in the corner and just wait my turn to shoot. And you know what? Last couple nights, man, he's done that. And that's a positive. That's a positive there for a lottery pick for to go to St. Warriors. And he's probably the most athletic player on the team.
He is. I mean, you have to do the things. This is what he's learning. I have to do the things that nobody's going to talk about.
Right.
I have to do the things that aren't going to be on Bleacher Report. I have to do the things that aren't going to be on SportsCenter top plays. But that's how, my mom always had a saying, you got to do what you have to do in order to do the things you want to do. And that's what Jonathan Kuminga is starting to learn. You got to do things that you don't want to do, dude, in order to do the things that you do want to do.
Right.
You can't skip the line. Nah. And once you learn that, you're going to get more time. And next thing you know, you're getting double doubles. Next thing you know, you're blocking shots.
Right.
You are getting the highlight reel dunk. Right. So he's learning that. It's a process. Now, to the point that we talked about before the break, is that enough to beat the Bucks in the finals? Is that enough to beat the Malcolm Brogdon Celtics?
Hey,
everyone keep forgetting.
Hey, that was a great move by them.
It was the loudest silent move of the offseason, the Celtics getting Malcolm Brogdon.
I remember I tweeted, I was like, oh, this guy in Milwaukee was regretting trading Malcolm Brogdon or letting him go to Indiana and sign that money.
That's happened twice to him, by the way.
Right, I know, twice.
Yeah.
Dude. He is a baller. And he's coming off that bench, solidifying the bench as a backup point guard. And then Robert Williams, who wasn't healthy in the NBA Finals, and gave the Warriors fits when he was on the court.
Yeah, so I just think it's an opportunity for Jonathan Kuminga to kind of show up, grab your lunch pail, go to work. Don't get into trouble, right? Just do what you have to do. And Steve Kerr is already starting to take notice. I think another thing we have to talk about, and look, I love the kid. I love how he boogies. I love how he can get to the rack. But at some point, we have to discuss Jordan Poole. And right now, he looks a bit dazed and confused. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what it is. I have a theory, and my theory is that he's the guy that when somebody says, hey, you need to focus on this, he just gets uber focused and doesn't think about anything else. I mean, there are days where it just looks like he has no intention of shooting the basketball. No intention. And to me, I'm thinking, in practice, Steve Kerr probably said, hey, we want you to facilitate a little bit more.
Right.
He might even say it in passing. And now Jordan Poole says, okay, I'm gonna be Rajon Rondo today, and that's not what we're paying you to do.
No,
we pay you to score. We need you to do some of those other things.
You got to score,
but you got to put the biscuit in the basket.
So that's why Draymond Green is now playing with that second unit, so Poole can focus on scoring.
Yeah,
I think the problem is once he got started, once he started getting called for carries and walks, down in Miami and South Beach, discontinued dribbles. You see him. There were 7 travels called Tuesday against the Warriors against the Mavericks. Poole was called for a couple of them. And the first one was he's wide open on the 3-point line, and for some reason he shuffles his feet and does a hop step.
Right.
And it's like, just shoot. Just shoot. He's overthinking everything, and he's moving way too fast.
When he shoots, he should probably pass. When he passes, he should probably shoot.
But when he's catching and shooting, cool. Those are good shots. Those are solid shots. Even if you're not making them, it's within the flow of the offense. When he gets in trouble, it's over 1-2-3 dribble. The Warriors, they wanted 1-2-3 dribble pass.
Right.
1-2-3 dribble pass. He's dribbling all around the floor. And it's like, whoa, it's too much. Now the shot clock's down to 10, and nobody's touched the rock. You're over dribbling or you're playing too fast.
Yeah.
It's the pacing right now for Jordan Poole that I have an issue with him coming off that bench. But with Draymond Green down that second unit, I feel like it's been stabilized a little bit, and I have seen flashes of Jordan Poole from last season. Now, Tuesday night against Dallas, that was a setback. That was a setback. But when he gets straight line drives going to the basket, when he gets catches shoots.
Just one hezzy and go. Everyone is going to stop because of your ability to shoot. Get going downhill, one hezzy, go. Just
Thinking
do
way
that.
too much.
Just do that, and you're good, man. You're good. You out here, you know, he starts dribbling around. He doesn't necessarily know what to do. And the way you dribble,
and then the rest
Jordan,
of the players are sitting around saying, yo, we're over here trying to screen and run split action, and you're running around the corner under the rim, outside the rim. What's going on here?
Yeah, so I asked Steve Kerr yesterday, I said, you know, do you think Jordan Poole is being targeted a little bit? I had a loaded question, so he obviously he didn't say he's not trying to get fined. He didn't say that Jordan Poole is starting to be targeted, but he did say
I
that
know a thing or two about loaded questions.
Go. He did say that they want it to be consistent, and I do. Me personally, I think it's very similar to Draymond Green. Draymond Green, we always joke, if Draymond Green did that, he'd be out the league, right? When other players do certain things, right now there is, I think, a book out on Jordan Poole that this guy travels, this guy discontinued dribbles, and I think that refs are going into games looking at him more than they look at other guys.
And it doesn't help when you continue to talk to the referees after every back call.
Right.
You got to stop chirping to the refs because these guys, we saw it in the Donahue doc, and we know what's going on now. They are holding grudges.
Yes.
You got Tony Brothers calling dudes. You got Tony Brothers out here calling dudes BAMFs. You know what I'm saying? You know, and use your imagination. You know what that means. Kerr more into traveling because I want to play this cut that you talked to Alan Stiles. Look at him. I haven't talked to Steve Kerr in a long time. Alan Stiles, man, comes in on short notice. He's talking to Steve Kerr about travels.
Jordan Poole has been called for, I would guess, 7 or 8 palming violations over the last month, you know, since the league decided to really enforce all this stuff. And if that's the case, then, you know, we got to call it on everybody. And that's my only beef, is that these things are happening a lot. We got called for a bunch of them. I have no problem with it. Like I said, a rule's a rule, but let's just be consistent. That's all I have.
Just be consistent as you are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM, and AC1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. And do not forget that you can also watch us every single day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Just log on and search 95.7 The Game. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel while you are there. Jerry Rice, Monday, 8:30. New gear getting released at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Go on the 95.7 The Game Twitter page right now. You can start to see designs leaking out. El Sleepy Floyd, our boy El Sleepy Floyd. I don't know who you know if you know him on Twitter, but he's always drawing up stuff, graphics and everything.
Oh, yeah.
He hooked us up on the morning roast, so some really cool stuff, Alan there. But to his point about the travels, Poole has been pinpointed.
He has.
As a guy like, hey, it's like, you ever watch the 30 for 30 on the Miami Hurricanes? And they're talking about all the celebration penalties and stuff like that. It was basically the Miami Hurricanes. It was like, yo, the NCAA is basically out to get us. And everything we do was basically in that board meeting to freaking take care of the rules. Well, I'm sure in Secaucus, New Jersey, where the NBA offices are, they're probably sitting there like, okay, JP, look at this right here. Travel, carry. Oh, and by the way, he's talking to the refs after every single dead ball. That's not going to fly. Young fella, you haven't built the equity yet to be talking to us like that. Like Draymond has built that equity with the referees to where, if he gets a technical, he's not getting called for another one the rest of the game. And he could get away with barking.
They know that.
They know that. Jordan Poole, they're like, yo, son, check yourself.
We know you just got paid.
Right.
But you're not
check
like
yourself,
that.
Homie.
But that's the problem, though. Because, and I don't know, how
and
much.
It's a problem.
But the problem is this, and I'm not watching every single game, but I'm seeing people, I have seen when the Warriors play the Grizzlies, and I'll watch when they have the primetime games. Ja Morant,
right?
Habitual, line stepper, right? Discontinued dribbler,
right?
That guy, Luka Doncic.
Oh my gosh,
this man, Bonte. I said the joke yesterday as well. I was a server, right? My years when I come home from school, I used to serve. Shout out Diablo Country Club. I was a server, right? You. And I, literally to serve the plate. You got to literally have your palm up.
Right.
Luka was serving plates like Diablo Country Club when they were playing. Good. Literally, the ball was facing the other way multiple times.
It was a joke.
Multiple times.
It was a joke. Hop, step, quick shuffle,
yeah.
Boom. You could literally call it's like holding in the NFL. You call it every play.
You
can call traveling every possession. But you got to stop picking and choosing when you're calling travels. Like the 10-second travel of Stephen Curry. in that game, it was an appropriate call.
Yeah.
In that game, because of the way you called it. But you got to call it on both sides.
Both sides.
You got to call it
man.
on both sides. And you got to do it. You can't just pick this superstar because he's humble. But Luka's out here crying left and right, and you're missing blatant travels.
Hey, Luka, yeah, you talk about complaining. I mean, that guy, he literally follows around the ref when he doesn't have the ball.
James Harden, you saw how compromised he was once they started enforcing the travels and the carries or whatnot. He's borderline unplayable at times.
No.
Because he can't dribble now.
Exactly.
So I this traveling thing.
I will
and the
say,
fact that they sent the memo the second week of the season.
Bizarre.
That was a joke.
Bizarre. And I don't think it's a coincidence that nationally televised game, okay, this is our opportunity to show the world we're going to start calling these things.
Right.
I don't think Indiana, Orlando are getting called that much. I will say this, and I won't say it's the last time I'll drop Steve Kerr, but it's the second to last. It might be the last time. But he did say he didn't think that any of those travels that were called on the Warriors were incorrect.
Right.
I think he said maybe one. He did not, just for everybody out there listening, he did not include the last one on Steph, which I thought was okay because Steph didn't his pivot foot, his heel lifted,
right,
but his foot didn't go off the ground.
No, it didn't. By the way, Alan, never apologize for flexing. That's what we do on this show.
Fair enough.
Have you heard Shasky and
I
that's
true.
flex? I mean, Shasky is texting people during the show trying to flex.
Well, one of the days I did the pregame show, I was leaving, so I had you guys fired up. And in the first couple of minutes, what I hear out of your mouth, so E40 texts me.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. All
right. I'm riding then. I'm riding.
Yeah, I talked to Steve Kerr yesterday. By the way, I talked to this guy yesterday. Oh, I'm going to drop a random country club that I worked at back in the day who Steph Curry shot a 62 at. I'm just saying. You need to flex. That's what we do on the roast. Let's go to Ryan in Oakland. Ryan, what's happening?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. I just wanted to touch a little bit on the inconsistencies around the league with the discontinued dribbles. I was watching the Heat-Boston game the other day, and it was a great game, right?
Right.
I don't know if you guys saw that game, but...
Yeah, that's when Tatum dropped 49, right?
Yeah, that game. And I noticed that Adebayo, all the offense goes through him all game long, and anytime he's dribbling, he's doing the discontinued dribbles. Anytime he stops or stutters his feet, it's almost every single time down the floor when he's dribbling the ball. Now, did it affect the game? Did it affect the outcome? No. The Celtics still won by 12 or 13 points, but it was a lot more fun to watch than seeing the whistle blow and the ball get turned over and over again throughout a game. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I think about the last 3 minutes of the third quarter of that Dallas Warriors game, a complete circus act.
It was not aesthetically pleasing.
No, that's one way to put it. What are we doing? A joke.
Yeah.
What are we doing? You got a great game, a nice flow to it. Guys are out there hooping. Luka's going at Steph. Steph's going at the Mavericks. You're trying to figure out. Klay Thompson's trying to figure it out. Kuminga's having the game of the season. And all of a sudden, the last 3 minutes, you're going to start blowing whistles. Guys are flying all over the floor. Let's clean it up, please. The best thing about officials is when I walk out of a game and I don't even know the officials' names. Instead, midway through the second quarter, so it's John Goble today. Oh, wait, it's Scott Foster.
Right.
Oh, wait, it's Tony Brothers. Oh, wait, it's that clown Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to know the official's name. I don't even want to talk about them. Clean it up.
It wasn't great. And again, nationally televised game. I just have to think that was connected to it as well. And that's the thing. You focus on it here, and that's what Steve Kerr has been preaching.
Right.
Just make it, just be consistent with it, and they haven't been consistent. And the book is out on Jordan Poole. And my question is this. I didn't get to ask Steve Kerr yesterday, but my question is this. when you get to practice now, are you going to, when they're running motions and scrimmages, things like that in practice, are they going to, hey, Jordan, that's a travel.
Yeah,
you
start bringing in referees, high school referees, and
just
stuff.
be extra hard on them because to get rid of it because it's muscle memory.
Yep,
you're not just going to forget. Okay, I got to stop doing that. I mean, James Harden, his career completely changed.
Right, no doubt.
For other reasons as well, but that didn't help.
Well, 650 Xfinity Mobile text line said that Chris Paul's career may change.
Man,
we don't need to go there. We
got to get some confirmation. Today will be interesting.
All right, shameless shout-outs coming up.
You ain't trying.
Oh, man, I don't subscribe to that one. 7:45.
I have a wife.
7:45. Shameless shout-outs. Shameless shout out 745. I'm sure you know what shameless shout outs is, Alan. We're going to shout out anything you want, anybody you want, your mom, your country club, Steve Kerr, who you talk
There
to
you go.
over and over. Shout out anybody. 745 high school football championships. You got basketball season in play. I know volleyball season was over. Shameless shout out 745. We'll do that. Line them up here as we're going to continue to roll. We'll do a little more Warriors and then let's shift gears and talk some Niners football. We got a
time.
big game on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.